Greetings, family. Peace and love to you and yours. This is Guru, and thanks for visiting my channel. Family, this video is about All Lives Matter who didn't show up for a meeting about missing black and brown teens. Are we shocked? No, we're not. But let's go to the story. So, family, there was barely any standing room left at a recent town hall meeting on the unacceptable number of missing black and Latino teenagers in the nation's capital. The March 22nd gathering was tense. Local DC police attempted to answer questions from the predominantly black residents of Ward 8. Residents shared a range of stories about family members who had run away, who had been abducted and returned home safely, and who had never come home at all. The police chief was there also. But photos of the event circulated later on social media revealed a disturbing truth. Few, if any, white people, Mexican people, or Asian people showed up for the meeting. Family, I just want to point that out to say that it's a stark reminder for you big head knuckleheads who constantly show up at their protests and at their events, always holding up your signs front and center at their events. But look, none of them show up for anything as important as missing black and brown kids. You don't see not one of them at our events, but yet we see you guys showing up at their events with your signs, and you're just out there protesting. You even get up on TV in front of the microphone, because they always stick the microphone in front of your faces, because of course they're looking at you like, boy, you're a dummy. And then you go out there and speak for other groups, but then when something like this, something so important, you don't see them come along at all. Yet they say all lives matter. We're going to continue. So, family, the lack of white faces at an event about missing girls of color provokes a familiar sense of outrage. White people don't turn out for protests condemning police violence, calling for a living wage, or pushing for immigrant rights at the same rates as black and Latino folks. While I'm on that point, I want to point out something, that this is where we have also shown America just how great she is because of black people, because of our actions and things that we have been at the forefront of. It's because of things that our ancestors, our foreparents have done before us that has made America great. It's been because of black people. But yet, history has told the story that has been other people, and that's a lie. I just want to point that out, because that needs to be pointed out at all times when people ask, what have black people done? You need to point out that we have done everything, including civilize this nation and its people. Let's be real here. I'll say it again. We've done everything, including civilized this nation and its people. Our ancestors did that. That's right. And black people, think about it. If you know your history, then you know that that's facts. So, white feminists in particular have been criticized for their tendency not to show up for issues pertaining to women of color. Signs from the Women's March on Washington, a large-scale movement to protest the policy stances of so-called President Donald Trump, targeted these women, asking them if they would be attending the next Black Lives Matter protest, and reminding us all who helped put Trump in office. Yeah, so let's go to that picture, by the way. Of course, we can't forget this beautiful sister holding up this Trump sign, and it's very clear. Don't forget, white women voted for Trump. And she's reminding us all that you too pat yourselves on the back, white women, for putting Trump in office. You too should be patting yourself on the back. Because white women, you supported Donald Trump also. No matter what he did or said about women, you helped put him in office, white women. We know that from the numbers. Thank you very much. It's not as though the issue doesn't affect everyone. Children of all races go missing. But black and Latino kids are less likely to return home, more likely to be written off as runaways, and often don't get as much media attention when foul play is suspected. The minimal white attendance at the town hall highlights the hypocrisy of the All Lives Matter crowd. Yes, it does. It highlights the hypocrisy of the All Lives Matter crowd. That phrase, constructed to both mirror and contradict Black Lives Matter, supposedly advocates for the lives of all people by cautioning against focusing on one demographic. The same criticism applies to Blue Lives Matter folks who attack the Black Lives Matter movement anytime a person of color commits an act of anti-police violence. When white people kill police, though, they usually have nothing to say. And it's very true because I have many videos exposing the numerous amount of white males and white females who have tried to kill or have killed white police officers and other police officers of color. Yes, that's right. The majority of police killings have been at the hands of white people. That's a fact. Facts. In reality, All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter are racist attempts to distract from the black-led push against police violence. Yes, it is. The All Lives Matter and the Blue Lives Matter movements are both racist distractions to take your mind and the focus off of police brutality and the killings of black people by white police officers. That's all they're there for. Because they sure don't show up for our town hall meetings that are very important. And in this case, about missing black and brown teenagers. No, those groups, they couldn't be there because, of course, all lives matter, but, well, maybe not black people's lives. Do you see the hypocrisy? And do you see the reality and the truth, black people who constantly show up at their events, front and center, always being their talking heads for other groups, black people? Yeah, I hope you're paying attention. Because we can't be that stupid. We can't be that dumb. No, we can't. I just refuse to believe that. But anyways, the missing white people at last week's meeting also highlighted the terrible power of residential segregation. Washington remains one of the country's most segregated cities. The town hall was held at a school convenient for many worried black residents and completely off the radar for most white residents because everybody knew who wasn't coming anyway. They probably wouldn't show up until white children go missing en masse. In other words, yes, black people, those white friends of yours, yeah, they probably won't show up to the meetings with you until their kids come up missing. Yeah, that's the reality. So go back to your white friends that you think are your white friends and ask them how come they don't show up at your meetings with you and in support of. Ask them. I dare you. I'd love to hear some of your responses and what they say. But moving on. So family, I wanted to share this tweet with you by the DC, Maryland, Virginia at DMV followers. It says, photos from the DC town hall meeting about DC's missing girls this morning. A room full of African Americans, but hashtag all lives matter, right? Wrong. And then we have Supreme who tweets, just saw a photo of the DC town hall meeting regarding the missing black females with not a white face in sight. But all lives matter, right?
Of missing young people in Washington, D.C., in particular, black girls, has people across the country outraged, many thinking not enough is being done to find those missing. Recently, the D.C. Police Department responded to those concerns.
It should be known that there's a
Police in Washington, D.C. are rushing to contain a crisis of fear after a new policy of publicizing missing young people set off a panic.
We can't go nowhere by ourselves. We can't do nothing because we have to get worried about somebody trying to take us.
More than 500 children and teens have gone missing in the nation's capital in 2017, but D.C. police say this number is actually lower than in years past, and there is no new evidence of kidnapping or human trafficking. Police believe most are runaways.
But the disturbing fact that we all need to be aware of is that we do have that many kids that go missing in our city, and it's been that way for a long time.
At a town hall this week, Acting Police Chief Peter Newsom said the department is trying to draw new attention to an old problem.
One missing person in D.C. is one person too many, and especially when we're talking about our young people.
Chanel Dickerson is commander of the department's Youth Services Division. It was in hopes of finding more missing minors that she recently instructed the D.C. Metro Twitter account to share every case deemed critical. But the sight of lost children on the account, including a half-dozen black teen girls, shocked the D.C. community and surged through social media, spread by celebrities and the hashtag #MissingDCGirls. The rapper LL Cool J tweeted, "Yo Eminem, let's find these missing DC girls." And actor Mark Ruffalo added, "DC friends, please help." And Sophia Bush said, "Where is the outrage?" And in response, D.C.'s mayor launched an effort to address the problem, including assigning more officers to each case, as well as expanding programs aimed at runaways.
Family, I'm going to end this video off here. I really just wanted to share this video clip that I saw earlier. I've seen this issue going on for the past couple weeks. And unfortunately, this is a crisis, and it definitely needs to be met head on. I hate to see when we see little white kids come up missing and the efforts put out to find them, but yet we have this major issue with all these black girls coming up missing. So with that said, I'm going to leave it off here. Thanks for watching. Peace and love to you and yours. And until the next video, don't forget to love yourself. Keep your eyes open for these girls. I'm out.